Hey pals, welcome back to a new video. This time we're continuing where we left off on the subpixel animation video, although this video is more about material physics. So we're going to be animating this cape. I don't go into too much detail about the process, it's more just to kind of watch me do it, but I think you'll find some interesting nuggets of information filtered throughout, so happy watching. Okay, so that's the bulk of the animation for the character. We've now got the cape. Some of this will be applicable from the soft body stuff that we were doing last week, but with the stuff last week there was only one influence on the material, and that was the head shaking. In this instance, if there was only one influence, that would be the shoulder rising and falling, but we've also got wind. We can think of this wind as a couple of different things. The first thing we can think about is from a game engine perspective, we can think of it as like a noise field that's passing over the space, and that the pink is kind of like a disturbance. So it disturbs it in different areas at different times, and that disturbance rolls across the fabric over time. Or we can kind of like freehand it and let the imperfections in the freehanding create some of that noise. And maybe what I'll do is, maybe I will animate the disturbances across. So let's try that. Let's try. Basically thinking about where the wind is. I'm kind of like animating the highlights first as they pass through the material. It's really the parts of the material that are raised, that are perpendicular with the light source. So I'm going to use this as the guide. This is going to be showing where it should be rolling. There we go. So you can see the wind is sort of catching underneath here, and this blue line represents the wind passing through. And then everywhere that the wind is, that's where we raise the cape. And I don't really think that this part here, where it sort of stays put, is very realistic. So what I might do is add another smaller disturbance. Right here. And I just want to, as I look at this, I just want to see that it's justified. So like this frame here, it kind of just raises out of nowhere. It tells me that on this frame, this should be blown out. Yeah, that makes way more sense. And maybe we'll just decay some of this motion a little bit towards the end to keep it a bit more stable. The weight of the material will definitely have an impact on this. I think that's looking pretty good to me. So I'm going to mirror the same thing here. And just keeping it rough, again, because there's a lot of noise with chaotic wind like this. It doesn't really pay to be exact about it. Also, we'll know a lot more about how it looks once we get it going, once we have it filled in. Yeah, so I'm going to do that now. just tracking over each of the elements, each of the frames, and seeing if we can make them more consistent. And I'm really just tracking the empty space now. I'm watching this and going, okay, watching it. Now, is it consistent? Not really, because these two frames are quite similar. So I can actually bring this and take it back, this bump. So now, to there, I can take it back a little bit more this way. There. Now this, to me, is a good opportunity to flick this. Have it be one nice S-curve here on this frame. But I think if it's going to do that, it should be a bit shorter, because the material's flicking up, right? Probably do it again, actually. And I think in general, I probably want to see this a bit more like this. Just for the perspective's sake. Nice. And now I want to bring some of those shreds back in. So I'm going to animate those too. Okay, now let's bring all of this back into the correct color. And animate those highlights back in. And the way that I determine where the highlights go is I'm really just looking at how horizontal the lines are. So like in this case here, you can see this is mostly horizontal and then this is quite vertical. So the vertical sections go darker and the horizontal parts go brighter, assuming it's top lit. And I'm looking at it and I think it's a little bit drastic. So I'm just gonna see if I can wear down some of these shapes, just so that they're a little bit easier to track and don't take away too much from the main element. Yeah, like this frame here, there's a lot going on here. So basically I'm watching these lines here, I'm watching these highlights and I'm making sure that I can track them down the thread. So here, maybe this could be a bit more like this and then like this. So we can watch it pass down and then watch the new one come in and also pass down. And I might add another color here because I think the difference between these two colors is very drastic for what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is just increase the brightness on this color and some of the saturation. Yep. And then replace across the whole cape the brightest color with this mid-tone. And then I'm just going to grab the very most highlit bits here and then just bring those back up. And I might just increase the contrast on this color. There you have it. Could use a lot of refinement, but I think we'll leave it here. It's been fun. Until next time. Hey pal, thanks for watching, and thanks most especially to the patrons and Twitch subs who support this channel and my game dev project Insignia. To find out more, click the links in the description below. And if you like this video, tell YouTube by clicking the like button, and then YouTube will tell me, and then I'll make more videos. That's nice. Thanks again, and until next time.